Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Monday, May 19th, 2025. So, did you do the crossword?
I did it.
And did you do it really quickly?
Yep.
Did you break your 5-minute barrier?
Yep.
Really?
I did.
How fast did you do it?
4:56.
I did it in 5:01.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh.
I was so close to breaking the old 5-minute barrier.
Uh-huh.
Roger Bannister would know how it feels, I guess.
Uh-huh. I did it just doing the acrosses.
Really?
I've never done that with a puzzle before.
Oh,
But I was able to do it without actually going to the downs.
wow.
Yeah. I was kind of amazed myself. But, I mean, once you got a few letters.
Hang on.
What?
38 across. 38 across was musical genre for D'Angelo and Erykah Badu, NEOSOUL. You knew that?
I knew that because it had just been in a puzzle, a
Really?
different puzzle that I did.
Oh.
Yes, uh-huh.
Okay.
So, and I do have to admit, for a couple of them, I looked at the down to get the first letter.
Okay, the truth comes out.
I didn't actually, look at all the down clues. I would just, but yeah, I was able to do it just doing the acrosses. And I was pretty amazed.
See, I think to actually set the record and get in the Guinness World Book, you have to be wearing those special glasses that only let you read horizontally. They're very expensive. They're made by Zeiss.
But as I started to say, once you got like the first two letters by doing the acrosses, you could kind of figure out what the words might be. And that made it easier to figure out what the next across clue underneath it was. So anyway, yeah, it was fun to solve because it did go so quickly. But yeah, those all familiar words to me. So
Did it go so quickly that you didn't spot the theme?
I didn't really know. But it's I shouldn't say that because the last clue was the theme or there was the revealer, and when you finished it, then you could see all the others sort of light up.
Right.
So yeah, I took a look at that.
Yes.
And there were 4 themed clues and then the revealer. And I'm going to talk about the revealer first because it was yikes, or phonetically a hint to the themed clues. And the answer to that was oh geez. So oh geez. So all of the themed clues had 2 words, the first one beginning with O and the second with G. So we had 17 across Olive Garden, the restaurant. We had 28 across Olympic Games. We had 46 across Opera Glasses. And then finally 61 across Orange Grove. So, yeah, that was the theme. A pretty typical Monday theme.
Right.
Pretty easy and low level, but
straightforward.
Perfect for Monday.
Perfect for people just getting into the New York Times crossword.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason I was thinking Olive Garden's official name was the Olive Garden.
No.
I may have been thinking about Ohio State University.
Yeah. Which is not an OG word.
It's TOG, the Ohio State University, or TOGU, I guess.
Yes.
Yes, I was able to get through the crosses for many of the first ones. Although, let's see, I at some point, I think take a load off, say, as I was trying to go through this for no good reason very quickly, I wrote down nap.
Oh,
And then eventually realized I had to fix that because, for instance, 12 down, home of China and India was Asia, not Asa, A-S-A-A, which I believe is the name of a capital in Africa.
Really? I did not know that.
Maybe there's an N in there somewhere.
Oh, okay.
All right, it'll remain as a small mystery. But we had 46 across theater binoculars was opera glasses, as you had mentioned.
Yep. I have a pair of opera glasses.
Do you?
I do, yeah. My Aunt Jean had some, and I was just so taken with them. So she got me a pair.
See, I think
So then we would go to like Chicago to the theater and we'd open our little opera glasses and watch it.
I think the next time you go to a movie theater, you should just whip those out. People will, that way you'll have a lot more room around you, I think.
That's right, I suppose. But
Because as soon as you take out a pair of opera glasses and start looking at a movie, people just start to migrate to seats slightly further away. It's just like, let's go to another row. Let's go to another theater.
yes. But I still use them. Like when I go to the theater, I still take them with me. Although, lately we've been getting pretty close theater seats, so I haven't really needed to use them. But
Right.
Yep, but they do magnify things, and it is kind of fun to look at it through them. So, yeah.
Yeah, there really wasn't a whole lot of difficult cluing here, I think.
Now, 33 across was kind of a puzzler. Discontinued Apple program for organizing images. iPhoto.
Right.
They don't have iPhoto anymore?
Now they call it photos.
They just call it photos, okay.
Which, I mean, it's not like they really discontinued it.
No, I didn't think so. I didn't think it had changed, but
They renamed it.
just photos.
I guess rebranding sort of counts.
Maybe people were getting tired of all that I stuff, iPod, iPad, iPhoto.
Well, they're still using that for a lot of their naming.
Well, for their products, for sure.
I think it's time to move up to the next letter. So, all right. Well, like I said, I don't think there's anything too outstanding here. So I would like to then turn to the joke.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
I can hardly wait.
Well, it was just this thought I had, that when you solve the crossword, you get the happy music. And somebody wrote the happy music.
Yep.
And presumably they get royalties on it.
Yep.
So I'm thinking they're going around telling all their friends, work harder on that crossword. I need the money.
I suppose so.
It's just like every day the person wakes up and by the end of the night, they're like $1 million richer because all these people have solved the New York Times. Okay, now you're going to have to pay them. I don't know what the commission is on that. I'm hoping it's something.
I'm sure they're listening to our podcast to see if we sing the song.
That's right. Well, no, it's all automated. Bots are listening. I'm pretty sure at least on YouTube they'd catch it. So that was my joke.
Okay.
The observation that
was a good one.
there are royalties associated with the happy music.
Yeah, I wonder what the real name of the happy music is. We just always call it the happy music, but wonder if it has, like Nocturne in G or something.
It's probably do 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 do. That's actually just a bunch of doo-doos stuck together.
Okay.
No, you're right. It should have some really classy theme to it, like Will Shorts' Erykah or something like that.
I was going to say it should probably have shorts in it.
Yes, that's right.
Shorts aria.
The Will Shorts etude. All right. Well, I think that is it for today.
Okay.
So thanks everyone for listening.
Yes.
This has been sort of a short podcast, but that's the way it goes.
Yep.
We promise to make up for it later in the week.
No doubt.
And remember that tomorrow is Tuesday, which means it's Triplet Tuesday. Now, I guess we pay you a royalty on that, right?
I'll be collecting that soon, yes.
And so on Tuesday, there's Triplet Tuesday. You'll want to participate in that, we hope. And we'll be back again with that, as well as our cutting-edge analysis of tomorrow's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.